Welcome to the Rainbow Bridge Podcast, where we bring the Word of God to the lost and the LGBTQ. I'm your host, Nayshondra Mercer, a best-selling author, master trainer, and leadership coach, but you can call me Coach Nay. Each Sunday, we embark on a journey of faith, acceptance, and spiritual growth through heartfelt discussions, inspirational stories, and biblical teachings. I aim to bridge the gap between your faith and your identity, offering a safe and affirming space for everyone without judgment, fear, or shame. Join me as we explore the divine love that transcends all boundaries and empowers you to live life as your true, authentic self. Let's get started. Super excited to announce to my audience today a guest. And as you know, on the Rainbow Bridge, we don't do a guest too often. So when we do, that means they are something special. And that means that I believe that they can bring value to this space and to my audience. And so I would like to introduce to you today Mr. Maurice Grant, who is a business consultant. He is an entrepreneur and an investor, and he studies the art of business. And when I read that, I love that because sometimes when you're in business, it can be really hard to get sucked into the day-to-day. But when you can step back and look at what it looks like from the outside, that's amazing. And so I'm excited about all the value that you're going to bring to our audience here today. And I just want to kind of give you an opportunity to introduce yourself further on. So ladies and gentlemen, please to meet Mr. Maurice Grant.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to bless your stage, your audience. I'm honored that you've allowed me to be in your presence. So thank you. But a little about me, nothing special, honestly, just another guy that was raised in the streets of Philadelphia, that just did not want to partake in the path that all the other people around him were going in, and indulging myself in books, indulging myself in different opportunities that I mess up here and there, yeah, but ultimately, I just did not want to go down the same path of my colleagues and counterparts. So I chose real estate. I chose business. And real estate investor, investor of what I own, 13 doors right now. And I had a car rental business, over 35 cars that we rented out between New Jersey, New York, Florida, and Atlanta. I sold that business as of February of this year. And now I'm just learning about mergers and acquisitions and helping other people scale and grow their company to make it actually sellable. So a lot of people today suffer with building a business that's just supplying their needs, and the exit route is non-existent to them. So that's my goal now, just to really help other individuals build something that they can scale and sell.
I love that. Scale and sell. And I love your niche. It's the first time that I've heard someone who is in the business space. I know you also have a coaching business as well. And I know you do consultations and such, but to say that you want to help someone scale their business enough that they can sell it, that's money right there. How did you come to such a specific niche, and what was your process like in niching down to that point?
Honestly, I guess it was just like my journey along the route. So me being a real estate investor, I like all the books I read, everybody was like, yeah, real estate is the way to wealth. Like, to build wealth, you have to have real estate. So I'm like, all right, that means real estate. I got my license as an agent, did all of that. That was the route as an agent. Learned more about investing, but as I continued down this path, more people was talking to me about mergers and acquisitions. I'm like, well, what is that? It's like when you buy a business. So the largest transfer of wealth actually happens through mergers and acquisitions. So that's buying another business or merging two businesses together. And as I started to think about it, and I'm just like reflecting, I'm like, damn, they are right. Because Amazon became one of the largest businesses in the world just by acquiring other companies that was already existing. They didn't have to build the puzzle. The puzzle was already built, and then they just tacked it onto their puzzle. I'm just like, damn, bro, that is so fucking smart. I'm sorry, can I curse on your show or?
You are fine.
Okay. I curse a lot, so I be trying to catch myself, just trying to be respectful. But yeah, so as I got into real estate, I came across merger and acquisition, and then in my endeavors of trying to acquire more companies, I've talked to so many business owners that don't have their books or their papers or their process in order, documented to sell if they wanted to. Like I'm talking to a lot of them, they want to sell, but literally on paper, their business is not worth anything. Like they'll be making $400,000, $500,000, but on paper, I was like, bro, I can give you like $50 for this drawing. Like, you cool with that? So I guess from that point, I just felt like it was my duty to kind of like start helping some of these businesses. Like, all right, let me see if I can actually help you get to the next level of what you're seeking. So I went to school for business management, been studying business for a very long time, spent a lot of money in entrepreneurship and mentorships. And now I'm just taking all that knowledge and packaging it together to make a framework to help somebody else along the road.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Such a very specific and unique niche. And it sounds like like you said, your journey just happened to create that for you. So what are other avenues in business that you feel like just being who you are has provided an opportunity for you to operate in business and to do what it is that you do?
I guess my drive to always achieve more. Like I'm not a perfectionist, but I do always appreciate the finer things in life. So I'm like, how do I get that? How do I get that? So like I said, me growing up in Philly, all I'd hang around was drug dealers and the corner boys. And when I'm like, I don't want that lifestyle for me because I've seen how it turned out. And I had the privilege to have Jamaican grandparents that recently have bought a house in Richmond, Virginia. And me coming from Philadelphia to see Richmond, it was like a city boy to now in the suburbs. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like it's so much land and space and it's quiet. There's no gunshot. There's no cops chasing people. It's just normal, peaceful. As a kid, I didn't really enjoy it. But as I became a young adult, I'm like, I want that. Like I was striving for that. And I guess that's kind of one thing that just helped me in my business endeavors in general, is just like always striving for more, no matter how many times I fell. Failure is just that lesson to keep like, well, fix that. You only fail once you quit. If you never quit, you never fail. So in my eyes, it's just a long war that I'm playing. At the end of the day, I'm going to be sitting at the top of the hill.
That's amazing. That's what was coming to mind when you were speaking. I was thinking my next follow-up question for you was going to be, would you say that you don't know how to quit? And as you were speaking, you started saying that, the only way that that you can quit is if you just quit, like as long as you keep going. And so that sounds like a value that's deep within you, and seeing what you didn't want helped you to determine what it is that you did want. So now that you've achieved that and you have this drive, this ambition to keep going, this notion that you can't quit, how has that helped you in other avenues of your life, even outside of business, possibly?
My marriage.
Great.
So yeah, that's probably the best one, honestly, because if it wasn't for her, I'll still be doing reckless things out here in these streets for no reason, just because pleasure. But I didn't quit with my wife. So like I wanted her and I constantly stayed consistent with it. We fell off, we got together, we fell off, we got together, but I was just always determined to get her. So 10 years later, we finally got married after after 10 years of 12 years of knowing each other, being together for 10 years, we got married later. So yeah.
That's quite a love story, and not one that a lot of people would admit to, of having to kind of go through some ups and downs, and then the journey to the altar kind of taking a little bit of time. But it sounds
Anybody else? Maybe wait 10 years. She was, yeah.
It sounds like it was the perfect timing for the both of you. So that's a great way that it sounds that your gifts are working through you. And I had the pleasure of, I kind of went through your Instagram a little bit, make sure I did my due diligence in order to honor your time and your energy here. And there's a particular post that you had that spoke to me deeply. And you asked the question, how could our lives be different if we looked at human relationships the way that we did money? And you went on to talk about how you view relationships as you making a deposit into someone and being willing to make a deposit into someone with very little return, but also keeping in mind that you may come back later for a return on that investment. And then at that point, that opportunity will be abundant for you all, not just the two in that equation, but everybody else. And as I read that, it hit me in my heart. I felt that because as someone who very much values relationships, every opportunity that I've ever had in my life and work has been the business of people. And I say that loosely, but just people in general. And that understanding that I'm more abundant the more healthy and whole that I am, and the more healthy and whole the relationships are with the others that I have in the world. And those individual connections multiplied by however many more people, that your impact with that one person is now going to affect the trajectory of the lives of everybody else they come into contact with, is one of my deep values that I hold true to. And that I believe that out of all the things in this world that seek to separate us, that oneness, that human element that we all share is what always brings us back together. And so with that in mind, how has you viewing personal relationships with others really woven itself into the foundation of what you do as far as your business and your consulting?
Honestly, that's my life. That's like, as I got older, I started to reflect more on my past to catch myself from stopping to catch myself from slipping into the same cycle that I keep repeating. So anytime I don't like something, it's usually like, okay, what did I do wrong, or what did this person do to trigger me? And one of the things that in my reflection, I'm like, people are always the answer to anything I kind of want to achieve in life. That's external. So that's not what's inside myself. Because true happiness lies within, but everything else lies in the hands of someone else. And it's not saying like directly in their hands, but how can I be service to others? And the more that I built relationships, it's like, we all know the saying is not who you know, it's not what you know, but who you know. And that really helped me a lot throughout life, because the more I just started to build relationships with people, the more I got in a room with certain individuals. That's like I said, I was raised in the hood. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to be around y'all no more. I want to be around wealthier folks. I want to be around real estate investors. I want to be around business owners. I want to be around this group. So I changed my environment. And as I'm getting in these rooms and building relations with them, they're now just feeding me stuff as if I was one of them. Like, I wasn't a real estate investor, but because I was hanging in a room with them, I'm now starting to learn their words, learn their language, learn their lifestyle, learn their patterns. And now they're inviting me to dinner with them. So it all started for me, like for a camera, with a camera. So me being a photographer, a videographer, I went to all the top real estate investors in New Jersey. Like, y'all need content, because all these meetups y'all be doing, like, people need to know about this. I'm like, I'll do your service for free if you allow me to be in a room with y'all, because I didn't have no money. And I wasn't paying for no mentorships because I didn't have the bread. But for me, building that relationship allowed me to learn real estate. So the first year, I was known as the camera guy. It's like, oh yeah, Reese, he always has the camera. If y'all need pictures, videos, he got you. A year later, I became known as the real estate guy, just by being in a room and build that relationship with people. So my past no longer followed me, and my future was determined by what I wanted the outcome to be off those relationships.
That's great. That's a gem right there. I hope they're listening. Yeah. Sometimes what comes to mind for me, I'm a woman of great faith, is the saying the teaching that your gifts will make room for you. And that's what I hear you saying, is that when you have gifts and you want to get your gift out of you and out into the world to help those who it's intended for, when you build those relationships, there are going to be people who are going to speak your name in rooms that you're not in. And that's what pulls you into those rooms and those spaces. And that is where the evolution and personal growth goes, where you grow from just the cameraman to the real estate guy. So that's quite a tale and a story within itself. So how are you
Can I add
able
something?
Yeah.
You something that sparked my mind. Everyone has gifts. So I look at your gifts as your leverage. It's like we have the tendency to only focus on the things that we lack versus the things that actually we leverage. So like I said, one of my skills that just happen to be photography or camera skills. So I'm like, how can I use that to my leverage? I didn't say that I didn't have no money for this event. I didn't have no money for mentorship. Oh, I didn't know anybody in the space, because that would just be me focusing on the lack, the things that I'm missing, versus what do I have that I'm good at that I can use to service other people. And everyone has that gift. Some people are good at singing. Some people are good at writing. Some people are good at color. It's so many things that we're unique at that we feel like is useless, but is actually useful to someone else. And at the end of the day, you want to be useful.
You do. You do. For those of us that do choose to be useful, right? So how would you encourage someone who maybe knows that they have some gifts and may not know what they are, or someone else has shared with them that they see something in them? What might be some advice that you could give that person to help them tap into what those gifts are so that they can get them out of them?
That's a good question. I would say meditate on it. So like if other people are telling you, it's like, yo, you're really good at this. Like, I think you should do that. I think you should do that. Sit down and actually listen to them. Like now, just like sit down in a dark room, meditate, or just write, journal, record a video, whatever is your form of communication with yourself. But reflect and have that conversation with yourself. Am I really good at this thing? What would my life look like if I did pursue some type of career doing this thing that everybody's saying that I'm good at? Even if you feel like you suck at it, other people feels otherwise. So like the things that come too easy to you is hard to others. Like for me, doing a puzzle is very easy to me. I don't know why. I guess I just been doing them for years. But there's other people in the world that literally despises puzzles. They look at a
Some
500
people.
piece puzzle and throw it off the board. It's like, what is this? Oh no. But
Yeah.
I look at a puzzle like, oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. Like, so it can be little things like that. It can be things like cooking. Like I suck at baking, but I am a great chef on a grill. You tell me to bring sides. If it's not mac and cheese, I can't do it. I can't do no potato salad. I can't do no collard greens. But I can do some chicken. I can do some oxtail. I can do some
Mhm.
burgers, and I can do some mac and cheese. I know my strengths. My weaknesses are there too, and I'm just honing up to my skills. But leveraging the things that you're good at, what comes easy to you, that's harder to others, and then find the people that see that these things are hard for them and use that as your tool to build a relationship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I imagine that's exactly what it is that you do in both your coaching and your consultant space. Being able to assess and discern what someone's gifts are and what some of their challenges or weaknesses are, and then offering to help them with those challenges or those weaknesses, which is one of the things that I love the most about the coaching industry, is because no matter what other people think about it, folks who are on the outside, I truly feel like those who become coaches and consultants do so because they genuinely want to help other people. The ones who are, most folks are well-intended if you get into this kind of industry. And so to proactively go out and try to help others be better at what they do. And I saw another one of your posts that you said that you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great.
Yes, 100% agree with that. That gives me shivers every time I hear it. It's like go to sports. Like Tiger Woods did not become the greatest golf player because he lacked the start. Like he had to start, and I'm pretty sure in the very beginning he was trash. He was ass. LeBron James, Michael Jackson. Doesn't matter what industry you're thinking that they had to start somewhere in order to become the great that they are. And I know for me, one thing that hit me harder, one of my mentors, like I had a fear of getting in front of people. So I had a fear of public speaking. And he was like, Reese, it's better to do it now so you can get all your mistakes out in front of a small crowd versus when you're in front of 10,000, 20,000, a million people making the same mistakes. Which one would you rather have? I was like, damn, you're right. Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Yeah. I thank you for sharing how you were able to kind of change your mindset on that, because I think that that's exactly the place that a lot of people get stuck, and that's why they don't move. They forget that you do have to actually start. You have to get the ball rolling, because you won't know what you need to know until you do. Using myself as an example, I started my coaching business almost 3 years ago, and I have a love-hate relationship with being seen. Very much want to be have an online presence that I feel like is worthy of what it is that I want to do and what I'm trying to do in the world, but then also still wanting to have that balance and that privacy for myself as well. And so sometimes that space of the image that comes to mind is like double dutching of not being all the way in, not being all the way out, to try to find the right time to do something has kept me from starting. And this podcast is an example of that. It took me 4 years. My listeners know it took me 4 years to finally get this out in the way that I had intended it to. And what I learned is that all that did was prolong all the other trials and errors that you need to go through before you have a quality product that that's really worth everyone's listens, and that would be the same encouragement I would give anyone else who is ready to start something new is you just got to start, because you won't know what you don't know until you do. So with that, what might be some areas or blind spots that you could give anyone who, you might be a potential client for you within their business, that there may be some blind spots that they can look for? Any tips for them?
Yes. So anyone that's in business, I say go through this clarity practice. So it's getting real clear on who you serve, how do you serve them, and how do you stand out from everyone else. Because end of the day, like the money, the revenue, that's all great. But if the people you're serving are not pleased with you, your business is more likely to fail. So once you get real clear on who do you serve, when I say get real clear on it, I mean their demographic, their physiographics, their psychographics, where they live, how much money they make, what they look like, are they married, do they have kids, what type of neighborhood do they live in, what bars do they hang out at, what movie theaters do they go see. Like it's all hypothetical, but you're painting this picture in your head of your ideal avatar. You're getting real clear on this person. Like in my office, I have a poster of literally who my avatar is. Like I had AI just draw that out. It's a made up guy, but next to that is a description of this person, bullet point, line for line. Oh, they make anywhere between 150 to $250,000 in their business. They live in this type of neighborhood. They have 3 kids. They this. So I get it real clear on who they are. That way I know how I can best serve them. That's any business. Perfect example, Domino's became a multi-billion-dollar pizza restaurant. By chance, do you remember what their saying is when they first came out?
Oh, that might be a little bit before my time. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure you do. Once I say, like, oh, I remember that.
I probably will.
So Domino's thing was we deliver pizza to you in 30 minutes or less, or it's free.
That was the thing. And that's why they had me. I remember now, me and my family were in a chokehold on Domino's. We weren't allowed to eat out a lot, but when we did, that 30 minutes or less used to get my parents.
So they got real clear on who their avatar was, which was hungry college students. All of their locations was within 15 minutes of a major college campus. all the employees that they hired was college students and the delivery drivers, those people nearby in that town. They got real clear on who they serve, how they served them, and how they were standing out from everyone else. Pizza Hut at that time could not compete because back in the day, Pizza Hut was actually a restaurant where you go down, you sit, and you order your pizza, and then it comes out to you like a normal restaurant. Papa John's wasn't competing because they were selling chicken, not pizza. So getting real clear on your demographics of your avatar, how do you serve them? So knowing what that buyer's journey looks like, where they currently at right now, and then where do they want to be. So think of a bridge. This is where they are on this side. This is where they want to be. Now build little stepping stones or blocks or paths, planks to get to this other side of the bridge. And that's your stepping stones for your business, for your clients. This is where they are. This is where they want to be. This is how I get you there. And then how you stand out from everyone else that's doing the same thing. Research your competitors. What are they offering? Are they offering free delivery? Are they offering discounts? Are they offering a free digital product? Free fries with that soda? Like, I don't know. Look at what your competitors are offering, and then become unique in your own way to do something disruptive from the market. Be unique. Be different. And that's really it.
That's a lot. And that's great advice. And you said you studied business. I don't know. I don't have formal education, but is what you just referred to considered making a blue ocean? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know.
No.
You got
Okay.
me stumped.
That's fine. Oh, okay. No problem. Sorry. All right. Well, I think that's great. And I think that's also one of the challenges that a lot of folks in business today, when they're just now starting out or having, is how to stand out. Especially, I can speak to that as far as like myself as a coach, and also having been consultant for so long. There are other coaches and consultants that do what you do, but it's like nobody does it the way that I do. And being able to market the thing that makes you unique, and that goes back to you speaking about just those inherent gifts that all of us have that we should just be able to lean into, and then also to work some on the things that are weak for us. And so in putting all this together, when it comes back to what you do, we're hoping that by the end, you'll have a business that you can scale and then sell. So I have a couple of questions for you, if I may, about what that looks like for your clients and how you help them along your individual client journey with them when it comes to going from, okay, we helped you scale your business. What does it look like now when you're prepping them for the sell?
Great question. So for me, the sell doesn't really come into place until they kind of like already have that exit plan in mind. Which half the time most people don't. It's like, why do you start your business? I started because of this. Okay, so what's your exit plan? Do you plan on keeping this business for longevity or what? And it's always a or what. Like, not too many people actually have an answer for that question. So I don't even get to the sell point. Like I mentioned it, I plant seeds in all of my clients' head of what a business is. And a business is literally eventually meant to be a blueprint for other people to follow the path that you did. And you can now just start selling that blueprint. That's end goal is a franchise, you might as well say. But in the beginning, it's more so the accountability. So all the information is there. Like we can all research the information on how to do these things. But once we gain that knowledge, it's real easy to slip back into our old states. It's like, I want to go to the gym. Okay. We have the tendency to lie to ourselves more than we lie to anyone else. So holding true to ourselves is like we not having that accountability for someone to hold us true to what we're saying is hard sometimes. So not only am I providing accountability, but I'm providing the information along with it. So I said it wrong. Not only am I providing the information to grow your company, but I'm holding you accountable to the actual steps to get to the next path. So like say week 1, we're focusing on your MDP. To me, MDP means market dominating position. What sets you aside from everybody else that's doing the same thing you do? If that takes 2 weeks, then cool, 2 weeks. But after this 2 weeks, I'm going to be hitting you up. It's like, hey, where we at with it? Did you do what you said you're gonna do? No? Okay. So why are you paying me then? I'm fine with just taking your money. I like that ain't no issue with me. But do you actually want to grow your company? Yes. So when we doing this, like I'm not gonna be that nice. Oh, did you do this yet? No? Okay, so what do you think you're gonna get it done? No, I'm in your ear. Like this shit ain't easy. It's hard. If it was easy, everybody would be fucking doing this shit. But no one is not a lot of successful business owners, let alone entrepreneurs in the world. Not a lot. Everybody wants it, but not too many people are actually willing to put in the work to get it.
Mhm.
So I'm holding you accountable to do the work that you actually want to do.
Yeah, that's great. And that right there is the reason to work with you. I would ask, what would be a reason that, your audiences or my audience may want to say, hey, I want to work with Mr. Maurice Grant. And I think you just gave that there is the accountability piece. We are living in the information age, and anything that you really want to know, you can go and find out. Like Google is now a verb. Google it is a thing, when I was coming up, it was Ask Jeeves. I don't even know if anyone listening remembers that, but we used to go on the internet and ask Jeeves what the answers to the questions were back during a time where we were being taught don't believe everything on the internet. But now we've built it up to a place where it's a little more credible. So any information or lack thereof is a choice by the user themselves. And so if you really want to grow, you have to combine both the knowledge with the application, and you have to have the accountability for that as well. So,
Question for you.
yeah.
Do you know what the two most expensive things in life are?
I would say time and peace.
That's close. I like that. My answers may be a little bit different. So the things that's most expensive to us that we actually pay for, one, because we're citizens of the United States, taxes. So we have income tax, we have sales tax, we have real estate tax, we have we're taxed off the ass.
Yeah.
Average person is probably between 26 to 33%, but after everything's accounted for, you're probably more like 50 to 60% in taxes. Now, number one is ignorance. Ignorance is our most expensive expense ever. Life will cost you more than anything else. The information you don't know is like, I did not know how to do this. If you knew how to do that task, like I didn't know how to invest in the stock market. Okay, how much did that cost you? 30 years of your life? Once you actually decided to learn how to do it, you now have that information. Ignorance and taxes are our most two expenses. After that would be housing. But that information, we have to take action to go get it. And like you said, it's right here at our fingertips. It's all on Google. Shoot, you got AI right now. You can go on ChatGPT and literally ask it almost any question. Still do your research and due diligence on AI, but it's free that you can ask any question just to open up your paradigm to different possibilities to achieve this outcome that you're seeking.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that that's beautifully stated. And so I love that. Ignorance for sure. Yes. Which is why one of my goals is to shine, light on things so that folks aren't, because you don't know what you don't know. But taxes, yeah, for sure. No matter everybody feels the way they feel about taxes. And then I love to
rails around it, but normally you still got to pay taxes.
Yeah, you do. You mostly do. And then real estate, of course, and you've got a foot in all of these spaces, and you've been able to, create and grow and sell successful businesses, from all of that, sharing your knowledge here. I know you've got podcasting that's going on, and you're guesting here as well, but what else can the world expect from you in maybe the near future, or anything else that you might have going on that my listeners would love to know?
So main mission for us is to really heal people in a holistic way. So me and my wife, we have a company called Ashe Retreats, where we hold quarterly retreats all across the world, all around the world. I keep trying to say around and across at the same time. Sorry, all around the road. The last one we did was here in Atlanta. Next one we're doing is in DR. Then we're having one in Costa Rica, one in Mexico. But the purpose of these retreats is to introduce holistic healing to individuals, especially ones of the more melanin. So a lot of Black people never really experience this type of lifestyle, especially like if they're city folk. They don't know too much about meditation. They don't know too much about breath work. They don't know too much about yoga. They don't know too much about plant medicine. There's a lot of things that the lack of information is just not there for us. So introducing more holistic healing. So we're doing retreats to really help you heal all the inner traumas that you're going through that we may kind of just be unaware of too. Like there's a lot of things that can be like speed bumps that's just sitting there in our ground. We feel like our path is smooth because you've been going over the speed bump for so many years that you don't even notice it no more. So building our retreat is kind of like our big focus, our priority focus, where we're going to be owning land. Like I'm holding retreats all around the world right now, but end goal is to own land in all parts of the world. That way we can now host people to like live in these islands, live in these retreats, live at these resorts, to help give back to the land. Where this year we took up farming, so we started growing our own food. That way we can learn how to really nourish our body. It didn't turn out well. We had some success, but yeah, caterpillars destroyed my garden.
Oh, they will do that.
But yeah, that's the main thing for us right now. And that's longevity is to one, acquire an ecosystem of businesses that's kind of like around or societies around this ultimate vision. So our vision is to build small little communities all around the world of different ethnics of people. That way they can learn how to grow their food, how they live a sustainable life, how to really just be true to themselves and learn how to work with one another, because our school system here in America has taught us to be so independent that we're more always competing with one another versus collaborating. And going back to like where we started it's all relationships at the end of the day. Like we're all on this planet with the same mission. And that is to figure out what our purpose is here on life, with our life. We all go through our different journeys at the end of the day, but it's still a collaborative effect to seek this abundance on earth, as we would call it.
Yeah. That is quite a vision. I heard homesteading, sustainability, farming, communities, folks being multicultural, an opportunity for holistic living and healing for people of color. Absolutely love that. When I entered into the coaching space, it was provided to me to be a BIPOC coach, to be able to help and heal holistically other melanated individuals. And that's exactly what I do here at the Rainbow Bridge and also in my coaching practice at Crossing Bridges Coach. And so I love that you're aligned with those values as well. I say here on the Rainbow Bridge very often, especially when I talk about my own personal journey when it comes to my spirituality, my purpose and such, that we are all here individually going through our own journeys, returning to self, but we're all doing it collectively and together, right side by side one another. And that's something that I want to make sure never gets lost, at least here in this space, that everything that we're experiencing in this world is both subjective, relative, and you have to be objective.
Or you can keep going. I gotta fix the camera.
No problem. So, yeah, it's such a great mission that you have when it comes to that. And I can only imagine what that'll look like in, I don't know, 20, even, 30 years from now, when you've got these different families that have been planted all around the world who have learned how to take care of themselves in a different kind of way, and healing themselves holistically. So, yeah, that's a great, amazing mission. So, before we let you tell us, our listeners, where they can find you, is there anything else that you would like to share here with the audience of the Rainbow Bridge? And then also let us know how they can get in contact with you. And we can pause. It's fine.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. There you go.
So I can end it off. I guess I want to piggyback off of what you just said.
Yeah.
First, if you don't mind.
No.
Which way I want to go with this? So I'm not the most religious person. I just started getting back into religion. That's a lie. More so spirituality. I was raised in a church household, and everything they did not actually match with the things that they was preaching or praying for or teaching. Because I'm a observant person, I kind of started to fall away from that. Reason I'm giving you this as context is now I recently started reading the Bible again. And that's only because one of my mentors said the Bible is not actually a book on religion. The Bible is a book on business. And it mentions business 100 times more than it does religion. Religion's only mentioned in the Bible twice. And it's never about Jesus or God. It's about a whole different thing. So I started to read more. And one of the things is like where we are human beings. So there's a saying called be, do, have. And in order to have anything in life, we first have to do this task to have this outcome. But before we can actually do this task, we have to become this person. And how do we become this person? We now have to be that embodiment. So going back to like sports, Muhammad Ali literally would say, "I'm the best boxer in the world." Like that was his saying before all his fights. Muhammad Ali, greatest boxer in the world, fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Like he had a whole song about it. Michael Phelps, swimmer. Before he got into any pool, he literally envisioned himself swimming back and forth. So he believed that he can win the gold medal before he even hopped in a pool. I bring this all back to say we are human beings. So we're the only creature on this planet who can change who we be being. That's incorrect English, but I said it on purpose so I can understand it. We're the only creatures on this planet who can change who we be being. So at any moment, I can change from being sad to being happy. I can change from being broke to being wealthy. I can change from my hair color. I can change almost anything about me. We are the only creatures that are able to create in a manner of God can. We can't create on his level, but we can create. This microphone is a product of someone else's creation. Us talking right now over the internet is a product of someone else's creation. There's not too many other creatures that I'm aware of that can do that. Like a dog is a dog. The only thing a dog like to do is chew up on my shoes and eat. So that being said, we are all creators and we are going through the spiritual journey together because energy is not created nor destroyed, it's only transformed. So the moment that we actually perish away, anything in this world, the moment that it actually perishes away is only transformed into a different source. You cannot destroy energy. And with us being energy beings, by me and you here talking, our frequencies are starting to align more with each other. Where some of the things you're saying to me and some of the things I'm saying to you will rub off onto us and start to actually have an impact on how we go about our day-to-day life. That's what I mean when I say we're spiritual beings and we're all in this together. because the more that you hang around certain people, you'll feel that energy of them on you. You hang around the right people, you'll feel their energy on you. And yeah, that's how I ended off.
No, that's great.
Go ahead.
That's absolutely great. And yes, thank you for sharing that. So yeah, those are all the things that we agree with here at the Rainbow Bridge. That's why relationships are so important to me. And the point of this space is to always promote relationships over religion, because it is divisive, the organization of religion itself. So everything that you said here is welcome here at the Rainbow Bridge. And I agree. Everything is about relationships. It goes back to the post that I saw about yours today, about depositing into other people and those investments, and also those gifts making room for you. So it seems that you have built your entire life on that and your business, and it goes to show from that. And I can only imagine how many even more people you're going to continue to help and impact, to heal and to grow as you and your wife continue what it is that you're doing in the earth. So I thank you, and I really appreciate all that you're doing. And I thank you for being here and sharing your expertise with us. Before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, not really. You have a beautiful smile, by the way. I can add that. Like, your smile is amazing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'm so glad that you were here. And I know that my listeners are going to learn so much value from you. And you heard it here today on the Rainbow Bridge, Mr. Maurice Grant. And you can find him on Instagram at Reece, and that's REECEBYOB, which stands for Build Your Own Business. Until next time, my friends, y'all know the deal. Be safe and be well.
This has been a Forecast Media Podcast Network presentation. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode. For more information and more great Forecast Media content, visit pushplaypods.com.
Most people would rather assemble a 300-piece cabinet than search for insurance. That's why the Zebra searches for you, comparing over 100 insurance companies to find savings no one else can. Compare today at thezebra.com.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets, with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.